Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to use the Youth Count Enumeration Survey on your Samsung tablet. The first step will be to power on your tablet, then select the offline Qualtrics Surveys app. You will then select the Youth Count 2020 Enumeration Survey. You will click the green Take Survey button. You will then want to decide whether or not you are proceeding with the survey in English or Spanish. This can be done in the top right-hand menu. For today's example, we will be conducting the survey in English. The date will be provided for you in the box below. Then you'll click Next. This page is asking what service planning area, census tract, and split code you are currently conducting the survey in. This can be found on your census tract map that is given to your team. For today's example, we are in SPA 3, census tract 401002, and split code C. Once you have the correct SPA, census tract, and split code information, you'll select Next. This page is also going to ask you about your location information. You'll put the first street that you are along with the intersection of that street. For today's example, we'll say that we are on Figueroa and Harper Street. The question after that asks if you're conducting a paper survey. We will select no since we're utilizing a tablet. You can also say no if you're utilizing a smartphone or desktop to complete the survey. The next question is asking if you're conducting the survey at a youth drop-in center. Today we'll say we are conducting a survey in the community, so we'll select no. Next, you'll input your interviewer initials. This will lead you to the following page, which is going to be asking you about perceived characteristics of the respondent. This is your opinion of how you perceive this person to be. You will not be asking the respondent to answer these questions. This is your best judgment on age, gender, race, ethnicity, and other observations. For today's example, I think this person is 18 to 24, female, multiracial, non-Hispanic or Latinx, and I have no observations regarding their physical health conditions, mental illness, or alcohol or drug abuse. Then I will select the Next button. The next question asks if I approach this individual to conduct a survey or not. For today, we are approaching this person. Next, it will ask if the person refused or that if I could not proceed due to a language barrier. I'll select yes, I proceeded. Next, I want to read out the entire confidentiality agreement so the participant knows their rights in taking a homeless count survey. The confidentiality agreement reads, "Before we begin, I want to remind you that this interview is completely voluntary, and should you refuse, it will not result in any denial of services. Your answers will be kept confidential, and if we should come to any questions that you don't want to answer, just let me know and we'll go to the next question. We are interested in the opinions and living conditions of different people throughout Los Angeles County. I will ask questions about your experience with housing, services, and some things about yourself. I hope you'll find the questions interesting and you'll want to give them careful thought. If you qualify for survey participation, you'll receive a $10 Visa card for your time, but may be eligible for more in some cases. The survey will take about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. After eligibility is determined, your responses to any of the following survey questions will not change whether you receive the gift card. Do you understand the purpose of the survey and that your answers will be kept confidential?" So in this section, if they respond that they do understand and they want to proceed, you'll select yes, and you will continue with taking the survey. Next, it will ask their date of birth, which in this instance we'll say is April 2nd, 2005. And then you'll select next. It will then ask where they spent most of their nights in the last 30 days. You'll wait for a response and select the choice closest to their answer. For today's example, the participant responded that they were sleeping in a tent. Then you'll select next. This question will ask where they spent last night. In this particular example, they also said that they were staying in a tent. The tablet itself will let you know whether or not the participant is eligible and can continue to take the survey. This question is asking where they slept last night, in what neighborhood, city, or community. If the respondent names a community, select Knows Community or City and choose the appropriate option in the drop-down menu. If they respond in the community where you're interviewing, you can select same as the survey location. If they're having difficulty remembering, you can ask them to remember the zip code where they last had housing, and to remember, select Knows zip code and specify. If the respondent is still having difficulty, you can use the LA County map to identify which service planning area they were sleeping in last night. For today's example, we will select Knows Community or City, and we will say that community was Arcadia. And then you'll select Next. The tablet will notify you that they are eligible to complete the survey, and then you'll ask for their initials. Then you'll want to read out the section in red, which states these next few questions may be personal or sensitive because they are about gender and identity. We collect this information because we want people of all identities to be included and equitably represented. If you feel uncomfortable with any of the questions or do not want to respond, please let me know. So this following question asks, what gender do you identify with? This person identifies as female. Do you identify as transgender? For this question, you can use the response card provided to you by your team. For this section, they decided to respond no. Which of the following best represents your sexual orientation? This person responded straight. Then you'll select the next button after they've answered those questions. You will then ask the participant, what race or races do you identify with? For this participant, they selected Korean. They can select multiple responses if they identify with multiple races. You can also select 2 or 3 at a time. For this particular case, we'll stay with Korean and move forward to the next question. This question asks, do you identify as Hispanic or Latinx? This participant said no, not of Hispanic, Latinx, or Spanish origin. Then you'll again read the section that is in black. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about your current living situation, specifically if you have family members living with you. It asks, do you live with a spouse or a partner? They will select yes. How old is your partner or spouse? You will write in 56. Then you'll select yes based off, and this answer is based off what they tell you. If they select that they don't have a partner, it will take you to the next question. So you select next. Do you or your spouse or partner have any children under 18 currently living with you in your household? The respondent answered yes. And then you'll select the next button. This will take you to the final page of the survey. You will thank them for sharing this information about themselves and about their experiences and for taking the time to complete the demographic survey. Give them a moment to hand out their gift card. It will be a $10 survey incentive. You'll fill out the last 4 digits of the card number that is written on the gift card in the first box that is provided. If it's a family survey, you will be able to compensate them with 2 cards. So you'll write both of the last 4 digits on the tablet as well as on your gift card long that's provided to you in paper form. So in this instance, we'll write 8970. And the other gift card number will be 7889. You'll also write these on the paper gift card form. Then you'll write yes, the participant received a gift card, and you'll select next. Then you'll have the respondent sign here on the respondent signature line and select next. And then you'll be able to continue on to interview the next respondent, and you'll have finished your first youth count enumeration survey. To exit out of this box, you can select restart, or you can select the box that has the X at the very top. And it will take you back to the first page. Thank you so much, and happy surveying.